especially in the area. He has got a huge area starting from electronics to machine learning to AI. He has a teaching experience of over 26 years. Presently, he is working as a professor and head Department of Computer Science with AI and Department of Computer Science with AIML. He has 2 to 3 different other charges apart from being head of the department. He has over 35 international publications and he has guided several projects in the benefit of society. With these words, now I would like to invite Dr. R.P.S. Chauhan to please begin today's session.
Thanks, sir. Thanks. A nice introduction. And it's my pleasure to be the part of this webinar. And I am very much glad to share my experience in the field of AI ML with the help of this webinar. Am I audible, na? Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is my the experience in the field of AI and ML. As Nagin sir already said that a lot of contributions of the Indian scientists in the field of AI and ML. Still, we need to achieve a lot of things in the field of AI ML because nowadays the things are getting better and better by the application of AI. So without not wasting much time, we'll start my presentation. Let me share my screen. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we'll start the artificial intelligence, that is India's preparedness in the next generation technology. Myself, Dr. R.P.S. Chauhan. I am the professor and HOD in the Department of CSE AI and AI/ML in Sri Shankaracharya Institute of Professional Management Technology, Raipur. I am heading these two departments. Outline of today's session is introduction to AI and its definition, the history of AI, then we discuss application of AI, what are the different advantages and disadvantages of AI, futures of AI, AL, that is artificial intelligence, difference between artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning, and finally I will conclude this. We'll start the artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence refers to simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like human and mimic their actions. So we need to develop such kind of machine that behaves the human beings, means the machine can able to think their own self and accordingly it will take decision. So this is nothing but the artificial intelligence. If we see the introduction, what is intelligence? Now what is it? The intelligence is nothing but the capacity to learn and solve problems. If I'm talking about artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence by a machine. That is the ability to solve the problems, different kinds of problem, the ability to act rationally, the ability to act like human beings. The central principles of artificial intelligence include reasoning, knowledge, planning, learning and communication, perception and the ability to move and manipulate objects. It is the science and engineering of making intelligent machine, especially intelligent computer programs. So our objective or aim is nothing but we need to make such intelligent machine that the machine will itself take their own decision and it will act accordingly. So this is nothing but the artificial intelligence. If I talk about the definition of artificial intelligence, some definitions are computers with the ability to mimic or duplicate the functions of the human brain. Artificial intelligence is the intelligence of machines and the branch of computer science which aims to create it. The branch of computer science that is concerned with automation of intelligent behavior, means the machine will have the property to automate itself, is able to take decision, and it will act accordingly. This is nothing but the artificial intelligence. The ultimate aim is that nothing but we need to make, or we need to build a smart machine. If we talk about the history of AI, in the year 1950, the time when it all started, in the year 1950, the John McCarthy coined the term that is artificial intelligence. In the year 1974, the computer becomes faster and affordable because of the development of the integrated circuits. In the year 1980, the year of artificial intelligence comes into picture. And in the year 2000, the landmark of artificial intelligence established and achieved successfully till date. The well-known, the statement of the well-known personal, that Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google. AI is the main tool behind new age innovation and discoveries like driverless cars or disease detecting algorithm. Barack Obama, the former president of USA, his statement is generalized AI is worth thinking about because it stretches our imaginations and it gets us to think about our core values and issues of choice. Elon Musk, the founder CEO of Tesla company, artificial intelligence will be vastly smarter than any human and would overtake us by 2025. And Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, his statement is we are now solving problems with machine learning and AI that were in the area of science fictions for the last several decades. So these are the well-known statement of the famous personality, how the artificial intelligence will play a vital role in the coming years, in the coming decades. If we talk about the application of artificial intelligence in the field of medicine, a medical clinic can use AI system to organize bed schedule, make a staff rotation, and provide medical information. AI has also application in the field of cardiology, neurology, embryology, complex operation of internal organs. It also has an application in image guided surgery and image analysis and enhancement. So with the help of the image picture, we can able to extract the meaningful insight from this image, and accordingly will develop a model and it will predict the disease effectively. So this is the ultimate application of AI in the field of medicine. The application of AI in the field of music, scientists are trying to make the computer emulate the activities of the skillful musicians, develop some composition, performance, music theory, sound processing are some of the major areas on which research in music and AI are focusing on some chunks, smart music like that. So this is the area where the AI will play a vital role. The next application of AI in the field of telecommunication, many telecommunications companies make use of heuristic search in the management of their workforces. For example, BT Group has deployed heuristic search in a scheduling application that provides the work schedules of 20,000 engineers. So this is the contribution of AI in the field of telecommunication industry. If I'm talking the application of AI in the field of robotics, a robot is nothing but it is a mechanical or virtual artificial agent, usually an electromechanical machine that is guided by computer programs or electronic circuitry. Robot can be autonomous or semi-autonomous. A robot may convey a sense of intelligence or thought of its own. If we make a smart robot, so the robot will think, it will take the decision by itself, and it will act smartly. So this is the application of AI in the field of robotics also. Then application of AI in gaming. In the earlier day, gaming technology was not prudent, or the physicist Higginbotham created the first video game in the year 1958. It was called Tennis for Two and was oscilloscope. But now AI technology has become vast and standard has also been increased. Nowadays, a lot of games comes into picture, that is Sudoku, Fear, Fallout. These are the contribution of AI in the field of the gaming. If I talk about the next application in the field of banking, the lot of banking organization, the operation investment in the stock and manage properties with the help of AI. In August 2001, robot beats human in a simulated financial trading competition. Some other application, some other area where the application of AI includes loan investigation, ATM design, safe and fast banking system. So this is possible with the development of the application of AI in the field of banking. If I talk about the application of AI in ML, ML is nothing but it is a subset of artificial intelligence. So the first application is automated customer support. Nowadays, it is very much common that a lot of customer will do their shopping with the help of online. So online shopping experience has been greatly enhanced by the chatbots because of the following reasons. They increase user retention by sending reminders and notification once the customer will buy a particular product. So from the next time, the reminder and the notification will comes to the customer if any new product which is introduced. So this way, the retention of the customer is possible with the help of the application of AI ML. They offer instant answers compared to human assistants, thus reducing response time. Chatbots provide upselling opportunity through personalized approach. So this way, the selling, or we can say that the revenue of the company will increase with the help of the artificial intelligence and machine learning. The second application is nothing but personalized shopping experience. Implementation of artificial intelligence makes it possible for online stores to use the smallest piece of data about every followed link or however to personalize your experience on a deeper level. This personalization results into timely alert messages, visuals that should be particularly interesting to you, and dynamic content that modifies according to users' demand and supply. So the personal recommendation system is that it will recommend the product which is more suitable to the customer. So this is the application where the artificial intelligence machine learning will play a major role. Then the healthcare AI-enabled workflow assistants are aiding doctors free up their schedule, reducing time and cost by streamlining process and opening up new avenue for the industry. In addition, AI-powered technology helps pathologists in the analyzing tissue sample, and thus it turns make more accurate diagnosis. So with the help of the AI, the more accurate diagnosis of patient is possible. In the field of finance, automated advisor powered by AI are capable of predicting the best portfolio or stock based on preference by scanning the market data. So on the basis of the market analysis with the help of the data representation in the better way, in the form of the chart, in the form of the visual plots, it will suggest the better analysis for the finance sector. Actionable report based on the relevant financial data is also being generated by scanning millions of key data points, thus saving analysis numerous hours of work. So with the help of the data analysis will suggest which parameters or which data is more important or more relevant for the business point of view in the field of the finance sector. In smart cars and drones, with autonomous vehicle running on the roads and autonomous drones deliver the shipments, a significant amount of transportation and service related issues can be resolved faster and more effectively. So with the help of AI, there is a possibility we can talk about the driverless car, because the ultimate aim is nothing but we need to develop a smart device. So driverless car is nothing but it is the best example of the or best application of artificial intelligence. Means the car will itself think, it will take their own decision. So this is the best example of artificial intelligence, that is nothing but the smart cars and the drones, which will make the human life more easier, more better. In travel and navigation, with AI-enabled mapping, it scans road information and utilizes algorithm to identify the optimal routes to take, be it in a bike or car, bus, train, or en route. So it will suggest the route where the less traffic is there. So the AI-enabled mapping is very much useful nowadays during the travel and the navigation. Then social media, we have the Facebook users. The users uses advanced machine learning to do everything from serving content to you and to recognize your face in photos to target users with advertising. Instagram uses AI to identify visuals. LinkedIn uses AI to offer job recommendations, suggest people you might like to connect with, and serving you specific posts in your feed. So these are the some application in the field of social media, in the field of the AI. The AI will play a major role in Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. With the help of AI, it is possible to talk about the smart homes device. The device are connected smartly to gather the information. This information is transferred from one device to another device. The connected device of smart homes provide the data, and the AI learns from this data to perform certain tasks without human intervention. So this is the another advantage or the application of the artificial intelligence in the smart home. Then it creates it. The arts AI powered technology can help musicians to create new themes, new arts. This is the another area where the AI will play a major role. Then in the field of security and surveillance, AI is making possible for human to constantly monitor multiple channels with feed coming in from a huge number of cameras at the same time. So a lot of the security issues are concerned are solved with the help of artificial intelligence by deploying a lot of cameras and gathering the lot of information from that camera. When we talk about the advantage and disadvantage of AI, so advantage, more powerful and more useful computers are required, AI based. The computers are more powerful and more useful. New and improved interfaces, solving new problems with the help of the AI, better handling of information. Lot of data are there. We need to handle data. We'll gather the information, reduce information overload, conversion of information into a knowledge. So we'll obtain the meaningful information from the data and convert this information into the knowledge. What are the disadvantages of AI? With the help of this AI based system, the cost gets increased, difficulty with software development, slow and expensive, because we need to develop a lot of software to meet the challenges of artificial intelligence based application. Few experienced programmers, the availability of few experienced programmers, and few practical products have reached the market as yet. So these are the disadvantages of artificial intelligence. I'm talking about the future of AI, looking at the future and its wide application. We may definitely stick to artificial intelligence, seeing at the development of AI is that the future world is becoming artificial. Biological intelligence is fixed because it is an old measures paradigm, but the new paradigm of non-biological computation and intelligence is growing exponentially. The memory capacity of human brain is probably of the order often thousands millions binary digits, but most of this is probably used in remembering visual impressions and other comparatively wasteful ways. Hence, we can say that as natural intelligence is limited and volatile too, world may now depend upon computers for smooth working of the system. Now, the another application in the field of the humanoid robot. Sophia is a social humanoid robot developed by the Hong Kong-based company Hudson Robotics. Sophia was activated on the April 19, 2015. She made her first public appearance at South by the Southern Festival in mid-March 2016 in United States. In the October 2017, Sophia became a Saudi Arabian citizen, the first robot to receive citizenship in any country. So this is the application of AI in the field of the humanoid robot. In India, Sophia is the first AI humanoid robot developed by Hong Kong-based company Hanson Robotics. Sophia introduced herself and spoke to the student appearing for their exam. India welcomes robot Sophia for the first ever interactive session in Kolkata. So this robot is able to take the interactive section of the student, guide the students with the latest technology, with the latest subjects. So this is the one of the major application, one of the major area of AI in the field of humanoid robot. The explosive growth of AI, since AI is applicable in almost all fields, they become the needs of our life. It is the reason behind the explosive growth of AI. The growth can be divided into two parts. Based on the application area and what purpose they serve, they are as follows: growth in positive sense, useful to the society, and growth in the negative sense, harmful to the society. So we need to think whether we need to do growth in the positive way or in the negative. So this is the major area which is concerned. Now we'll differentiate what is the difference between the artificial intelligence and machine learning. If I'm talk about the artificial intelligence, AI is trained final output machine which mimic like human brain. Example, Amazon Alexia, self-driven or driverless car. And what is machine learning? Machine learning is nothing but it is a subset of artificial intelligence. It is a technique to achieve artificial intelligence. Example is nothing but this swarm detection. This is the one of the application of the machine learning, swarm detection. Now, if we talk about the AI, in India, AI covers many areas like medical diagnosis, stock trading, robot control, scientific discovery. If you have the BO, BTech degree in AI ML, you have the job opportunity in this row. You also have option to go in various top level microchip manufacturer companies like Intel. Indian Institute of Biology offers research in AI and robotics. Some AI jobs include machine learning, engineering, data scientist, business intelligence developer, research scientists, and AI engineers. In abroad, a lot of scopes of artificial intelligence. Intel offers a job for AI and robotics specialist. NASA is the best place to get job in AI in space science. US tech companies are prepared to spend over $1 billion by 2020 in the process of poaching AI talent from wherever they can get it. UK demand for AI skill has been growing much faster than the US, Canada, and Australia. So this is the scope of artificial intelligence in India and abroad. Lot of companies where the artificial intelligence are extensively used. They use the application of AI. Now, if we talk about the difference in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, because a lot of discussions are going on, what is the actual difference between the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. So with this diagram, it is pretty much clear that the artificial intelligence, if I talk about artificial intelligence, it is nothing but it is a broader sense, means we need to make device smart so that the device will itself take their own decision, it will act smartly. So this is nothing but the artificial intelligence. Machine learning is nothing but it is a subset of artificial intelligence. In machine learning, we need to develop the model. We require data to train the model. Deep learning is further subset of machine learning, where we required artificial neural network, convolution neural network, recurrent neural network to get deep insight from the data. So this is nothing but the main difference between the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. We'll see what is artificial intelligence in detail. Artificial intelligence is a branch of computer science that is concerned with building smart and intelligent machines. If I'm talking about artificial intelligence, it is a branch of computer science. It is more concerned with building smart and intelligent machine. So here I'm taking the example of the non-intelligent machine, that is the normal watch and the bike. The The purpose of this nothing but this watch will give the normal, it will give the time to the owner, and the bike is used to move from one place to another. Means this device, this is a non-intelligent machine because the device or the machine will never take their own decision. So this is the example of non-intelligent machine. If I'm talking about the intelligent machine, this is nothing but the driverless car manufactured by the Tesla company. So this device or the car is the example of intelligent machine because the car will itself take their own decision. It will act accordingly. It will act smartly. So there is no need to use a driver to drive a car. So this is the best example of artificial intelligence. Another example is nothing but Google Assistance. It is pretty common nowadays. We commonly use the application of Google Assistance to search anything by giving a command. So your device is nothing but the smart device. Your mobile is smart device. We give a command and accordingly our command, it will follow our action. So these are the example of artificial intelligence, that is the non-intelligent machine and the intelligent machine. What is machine learning? Machine learning is a technique to implement AI that can learn from the data by themselves without being explicitly programmed. So in case of machine learning, we need data, we need to train the model, and accordingly the model will perform. So here I am considering the two images, the Iron Man image and the Captain America image, and these image, the thousands of image of Iron Man and the Captain America is applied as the input data to the machine learning model, and on the basis of this data, this labeled data, Iron Man and Captain America, the model is trained. And when we apply test data as an input, the test data of Iron Man as an input, and if the model will predict correctly, it means that the model will train properly, the accuracy of the model is up to the mark. So we required image in the form of data in the machine learning model. With the help of this data, we need to train the model. The model is called trained model. Once the model is trained, we use test data to test the model, to predict the model. And when the model is predicted correctly, so the accuracy is up to the mark, the accuracy is up to the level. So we can say that the model is trained properly. So this is nothing but the machine learning. So here the another example of machine learning and the human learning. In machine learning, we have the sample or label data. Here I'm using the dog image and the cat image. And the dog, cat, and horse image are used as the input data. And we train the model on the basis of those image. And once the model is trained properly, it will predict the output. So what is human learning? We learn through the example, long ear, black nose, means this image belongs to dog. So this way, we need to capture the features of the image of the animal, and accordingly we learn that. The same thing we need to use to train the model so that the model will predict correctly. So this is the requirement of the machine learning. We need to train the model with the help of labeled data in case of supervised machine learning, or unlabeled data in case of unsupervised machine learning. Now, if we talk about the deep learning is a subfield of machine learning that uses artificial neural network to learn from the data. So we have the neural network, artificial neural network, the deep learning, the application of deep learning, or we can say that the process of deep learning is very well explained with the help of the human neuron. In human neuron, the information is processed from one neuron to another neuron. Similarly, in case of deep learning, we have the lot of layers: input layer, hidden layer 1, hidden layer 2, and the output layer. The data is in the form of image, in the form of video is applied in case of deep learning as a input data, and this information is processed from input layer to the hidden layer 1, and from hidden layer 1 to hidden layer 2 to get the deep insight or deep information from the image and video, and accordingly the artificial neural network or the convolutional neural network will predict the output. So this is nothing but the deep learning. Then if I talk about the type of machine learning, so the general classification of machine learning is nothing but the supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, and reinforcement learning. So these are the major classification of machine learning. What is supervised machine learning? The supervised machine learning is nothing but, in case of supervised machine learning, the algorithm, machine learning algorithm learned from the labeled data. So this is very, very important. When we talk about the supervised machine learning, we require labeled data. What is the meaning of labeled data? Suppose these two different images of the fruit, that is apple image and the mangoes image, are used as an input to this machine learning model. So here this image is belongs to apple, means I am labeling this image as the apple image, and here the mango is nothing, this image is mango. So this is nothing but the labeling of the image. When the label image is applied as an input to this machine learning model, the model will train with the label data. And once the model is trained, this model is called the trained model. And when the test data or the unknown image is applied as an input to the model, and when the model is predict correctly that this image is apple image, so we can say that the model is trained properly and the accuracy of the model is up to the mark. Then next is unsupervised learning. In case of unsupervised learning, the machine learning algorithm learn from the unlabeled data. So this is the main difference between the supervised and unsupervised. Here we use unlabeled data. Here this image is apple and the group of the apple and the mango image. But in this case, I'm not labeling the image that this is the apple image or the mango image. So here, in this case, the machine learning model will form a two group of cluster, that is group 1, which belongs to the apple image, and group 2 will belongs to the mango image. So it will form the two clusters, that cluster 1 or group 1 belongs to the apple image, and group 2 or cluster 2 belongs to the mango image. So here, on the basis of the color, on the basis of the shape, on the basis of the features of the fruits, the machine learning will itself form two different clusters, and it will differentiate that this image belongs to the apple image and this image belongs to the mango image. So this is nothing but the unsupervised machine learning, where we use unlabeled data. The third classification of machine learning is nothing but reinforcement learning. In case of reinforcement learning, it is an area of machine learning concerned with how intelligent agents take action in an environment to maximize its reward. So here I am taking the example of the game, that is chess game. So here the four things comes into picture, that is environment, agent, action, and reward. So here the chessboard is nothing but the environment, and the computer system is acts as a agent. The ultimate aim is nothing but to maximize the, we can say that, to earn the point in the direction to win the game. So here, when the agent will take an action, so when the action will taken in the positive direction, means there is a chance to win the game, and if the action is taken in the negative direction, so there is a chance to lose a game. So this is nothing but the reinforcement learning, or this is the example of reinforcement learning. Now, if you talk about the supervised learning, so we have the different classification of supervised learning. We have the classification and the regression. These two methods are the main methods of the classification and the regression. The classification, what if I talk about the classification, classification is about predicting a class or discrete value. If we talk about the classification method of supervised learning, so the target is either yes or no, male or female, true or false. Means we'll get the discrete value. When the target is discrete in nature, it is classification problem. And what is regression? Regression is about predicting a quantity or continuous value. Example, salary, age of a person, price of a product. So here the output or the target is continuous value. So this is the problem related with the regression. So this is the two methods, that is classification and regression of the supervised learning. So classification algorithm is used when we need to classify the image, whether this image belongs to dog image or cat image. So we need to apply this image as an input to machine learning model. And once the model is trained, and it will predict the output as a dog image or cat image. So this is nothing but the classification problem. Means this, the model will classify the image as a cat image or the dog image. Then what is regression? Regression is nothing but we have the data, that is the temperature value and the rainfall in centimeter. So we have these data, means how much rainfall in centimeter with respect to temperature. So this problem belongs to the regression, because we need to predict the rainfall in centimeter with respect to the particular temperature. So we need to use this data to train the model. Once the model is trained, it will predict the rainfall in centimeter with respect to the temperature. So here the target is continuous in nature. So this is nothing but this problem belongs to the regression problem. Now various algorithm of the supervised machine learning, that is the classification and regression. In case of classification, we use decision tree classification, random forest classification, k nearest neighbor classification, then the random forest classification, and the support vector machine classification method. In case of regression, we use logistic regression, polynomial regression, support vector machines, like this. So these are the different algorithm of the supervised machine learning. Then unsupervised learning, the types of unsupervised learning, we have to use unlabeled data in case of unsupervised learning. So the main methods which are used in unsupervised learning is nothing but clustering and association. So clustering is an unsupervised task which involves grouping the similar data points. So in case of clustering, we need to group the similar data points, means the data points which is similar in nature. So this problem belongs to the clustering problem. And association is an unsupervised task that is used to find important relationship between the data points. So in case of association, we need to find out what are the important relationship between the two data points. So this is nothing but the association. Example of clustering, we have the common problem. This is the machine learning model, and we have the two group of customer. The one group of customer will require the maximum talk time, and other group of customer will require the data. So the problem comes into picture that the company will ask the machine learning engineer, the company wants to increase the revenue. So give the ultimate solution or ultimate suggestion. So how that the company will earn maximum revenue. So according to these data, two different group of the person, one, the group belongs to the person who requires the maximum talk time, and the other group requires the maximum data. So it will form a clusters of the two group, and it will suggest a plan. If you take this kind of plan, you will get the 100% talk time free, but this 1.5 GB data or 2 GB data per day, like that. So this kind of suggestion comes with the help of this machine learning model. So this problem belongs to the clustering problem. So this is the example of the clustering method of unsupervised machine learning, how the machine learning model will play effective role to maximize or to increase the revenue of the company. Then another problem which is related with unsupervised machine learning.
Sorry to interrupt you, Chauhan sir.
Sir.
Kindly, we are running out of time.
Sir, please.
Please, if just take time to wind up. Okay, thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay. So in case of this unsupervised machine learning association, we have three group of customer, that is customer 1, customer 2, customer 3. So here the customer 1 will buy this product, bread, milk, fruits, wheat, and customer 2 buy this product, bread, milk, rice, and butter. So on the basis of this, the behavior of the previous two customer, once the customer 3 will buy a bread, so definitely the suggestion comes out that the customer 3 also buy a milk based on these two previous records. So this is nothing but the association problem. So some of the algorithm based on the unsupervised machine learning, that clustering and the association related problem. So these are the algorithm which is related with unsupervised machine learning. Now I would like to conclude as till now we have discussed in brief about artificial intelligence. We have discussed some of its principle, its application, its achievements. The ultimate goal of institutions and scientists working on AI is to solve majority of the problems or to achieve the task which we humans directly can accomplish. It is for sure that development in this field of computer science will change the complete scenario of the world. Now it is the responsibility of the engineers to develop this field. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chauhan sir, for a
Thank you,
wonderful
sir.
insight of the AI/ML. And please stay with us, because at the end of the session we will be having a question answer or a query round.
Sure, sir. Sure,
And
sure.
now I will invite our new next participant, Dr. Naveen Jain.
Thank you, Dr. Nagin Tripathi.
Sir, please. Thank you very much, sir. A small introduction I would like to give to all my participants and viewers. Dr. Naveen Jain, he has completed his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering as well as postgraduate degree also in mechanical engineering. Why education is from mechanical engineering stream, but by practice and by his own intelligence, he has a very good say in the latest technologies and updates. Most of his work involved applications of various software tools for implementing critical mechanical problems. He has been working as a professor in Sri Shankaracharya Institute of Professional Management and Technology, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. He has a teaching experience of over 35 years. He has published lots of paper in highly reputed international journals like SCI and Scopus. The counting is more than 30. Under his credit, there are more than 12 patents, which includes design patents as well as utility patents. He has also received grant for the patent. Now, with these words, I would like to invite Dr. Naveen Jain for his address, please.
Thank you, Nagin Tripathi ji. Is my presentation visible to you?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
So visible.
Thank you, sir. At the onset of my presentation, I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to the Institution of Engineers Kolkata and Bhilai chapter. Also, special thanks to Priki Tiwari sir and Nagin Tripathi sir. Viewers, here we are going to discuss few of the characteristics and facts about the Industry 4.0. And I firmly believe that this Industry 4.0 is going to definitely make our future sustainable. So after today's discussion, the viewers will be able to understand that what we mean exactly by Industry 4.0 and why there is a need of Industry 4.0, although there is a lot of confusion and fear about the Industry 4.0 regarding the unemployment and the job change scenario. And thirdly, we will be having the insight of what are the Industry 4.0 components, means what all techniques and instruments are required to have the Industry 4.0 implementation in any of the organization or the production facility. And lastly, how this Industry 4.0 is going to boost the sustainability aspect of both the earth and the society in which we live. Now, Industry 4.0 is a buzzword, not only in the industry people, not only in the employee section or the HR section, but also in the researchers and the undergraduates, people who are going to be very soon the potential candidates for the recruitment by the industries. So, dear listeners, this Industry 4.0 is basically the fourth industrial revolution. And the world has seen the previous three industrial revolution in the form of Industry 1.0. In the Industry 1.0, the basic change which the industry implemented was the use of the steam to power the machines. The use of steam to run the machines in an industry helped the organization to grow their production capacity, and hence they were known as the large scale industry. Previous to the introduction of steam powered machines, there were only the small scale industries or the cottage industries. And hence we can say by the introduction of the steam powered machines, the beginning of the industrial culture or the industrial engineering came into existence. Now, after Industry 1.0, the significant change came in the industrial scenario when the electricity took over the steam and all the machines were propelled by the electrical energy, which was very clean energy, which was having a lot of more power to drive the machines in comparison to the steam driven machines. So as a result, what happened was that the machines driven by the electrical energy were having a large mass production capability. They were very cost effective. And the most important thing was that all the machines came together under the mass production scheme and the assembly line techniques came into existence. So the Industry 1.0 gave way to Industry 2.0. And as the electrical energy came into existence, soon came the sensors, the motors, the electronics industries, diodes, they came into existence. And when the introduction of sensors, diodes, and etc. were implemented in the industry, we call it as the beginning of Industry 3.0. Because of the electronics introduction with the mechanical aspects of the machine in the industrial scenario, the automation, or we can say that the first aspect of the machines taking over the control of themselves was initiated. The factory floor was more controlled by the machines themselves. The human intervention was reduced, or we can say that the effort of the humans was reduced. The speed of production was very high. The accuracy, the quality, the wastage, everything was far ahead from the Industry 2.0. And what happened when the Industry 3.0 came into existence into the industries? The management of the industries was a very big problem, and it was addressed by the introduction of enterprise resource planning, ERP softwares, inventory control, the shipping logistics, or we can say that the supply chain management domain of the industrial engineering came into existence just after the Industry 3.0. Because of the less time taken by the machines for the production, and at the same time the ever increasing demand of the customer to have the high quality products in the least possible time. So the supply chain management domain was open after Industry 3.0. However, the industrial revolution was not stopped up to the third stage. It went on, and right now we are experiencing and seeing the Industry 4.0. So we can say that the Industry 4.0 is the fourth industrial revolution. Now, what new is in Industry 4.0? After the sensors and electronics machinery, the internet came into existence, and with the introduction of internet and telecommunication, high devices for telecommunications, the Industry 4.0 was on set. Now, the Industry 4.0 is marked by cyber physical systems. In cyber physical systems, we have got the two words, the cyber and the physical. Cyber means through the internet or the cloud. The physical means the machine which is physically located on a floor. When the internet or the cloud come together with the physical machine and we have a system to control it, we call it as a cyber physical system, which is, you can say, the very foundation of the Industry 4.0. And what happens is the CPS allows the machines on factory floor to communicate more intelligently with each other, eliminating the geographical barriers. Means sitting here where you are, you can control any other machine, say a distance of 100 kilometers. You need not to be physically present beside the machine to operate it. So this was the power which Industry 4.0 has given to the production people. Industry 4.0, as we can see, is based over internet, and as my former speaker, Dr. RPS Chauhan, has already given a deep insight and better understanding of machine learning, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. You can understand that today, when the machines are operating under the banner of Industry 4.0, they can collect the data, they can analyze, and can even have the power to correct themselves. And when this power is given to any of the machine, we call it as a smart machine. So we can say that under Industry 4.0, the entire production system is of the smart machines, by the smart machines, and for the smart machines. Now, to have the Industry 4.0 implementation, the most important thing is that the real-time data is being collected and analyzed by the machines. For this, we have got a high level, and or you can say of high capacity sensors, which is collecting various type of data, sending it to the central server. This server can be a physical server or it can be a cloud server. And after the analyzation of the data, the decisions are taken and it is reverted back to the machines to correct themselves or to give the signal to the operator or to any other person through any medium or the telecommunications lines that the production is going offline, the quality is being deteriorated. Say a die of 2 centimeter drill hole is being increased to say 2.2 centimeter. Such is the high accuracy which the smart machines can control and can monitor. So with these powers of Industry 4.0, the another most important thing is the visualization. My dear fellows, you can understand that before the introduction of the computer or before the introduction of the internet, everything was on drawing, or you can say it was black and white. Much of the visualization was depending over the person who is reading the files or who is reading the black and white paper. But today, the Industry 4.0, with the help of CPS, the virtual visualization of the project or any organs in the medical domain, we can say, the new model of a car, it can be 360-degree rotated, the inside machinery can be easily visualized. So this is the power which the Industry 4.0 is giving to the people. Now, Industry 4.0 is, if in layman's definition, if I am asked to define, this is the technology which is having the communication between the machine and the man, of course, with a lot of money, so that the production or the quality of the product is increased many a times, with the total cost being decreased to as possible as manner. So if this is the Industry 4.0, which is prevailing now, and which is the future of our industrial domain. Now, let us see that what are the different components which makes the Industry 4.0. So if you can see this slide, there are few of the components or the processes which combines together to give the Industry 4.0. First is the RPA, next is augmented reality, big data, artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, that is Internet of Things, additive manufacturing, and cloud computing. So to have the Industry 4.0 implementation in any of your organization or the shop floor or the production unit, these are the basic domains, processes, technologies, or you can say the systems you should have. Now, very quickly, we are going to see what these processes are. The first is the robotic process automation. Basically, we have seen a robot in a physical form, which is capable of doing lot of things, lot of work of the human beings. In the similar manner, robotic process automation is basically a software robot, which helps you to read, write, give the answers, and take the load from the human beings for the more repetitive and a daily routine work. Now, software robots can replace human beings in many of the places where the routine and the work is of not higher managerial level and decision making. Chatbot is one of the example where you can see that in every website like Amazon and Flipkart, you have got on the right hand side down, you have got a screen where you can write your query. On the other side, no human being actually is there to reply your queries. It's just the robotic process automation software who is designed to take your queries and answer you. So what is happening here is because of the robotic process automation taking over the humans load, the repetitive and lower value work is off shoulder to the software. Now the human beings are having more time. Now this time can be focused on making the strategies. They can invest this time for developing or getting training on the higher softwares. So as a result, the total higher productivity, efficiency, and resilience of the organization is improved. Coming to the next process or the part, that is the Internet of the Things. We all have either experienced the Internet of Things or we have read it about the Internet of Things. Now, what is Internet of Things? Basically, in a cyber physical system, the machine or the device or the instrument need to be connected to the human beings. Now, the human beings and that device is being connected by the internet or the, you can say, the software or the technology. Now, that technology, when implemented with the help of internet, can be said as the Internet of Things. Hence, you can say that the Internet of Things describes the network of physical objects or the things like the home appliances, your washing machine, your refrigerator, AC, that are embedded with sensor, software, and other technology for the purpose of exchanging data with other devices and systems for a seamless communication between people, process, and things. So, when we have been talking about the smart cities and the future cities, we have to understand that the Internet of Things is the linking technology between the physical machine and the human beings. And when the data or the command is being transferred from one of the device to that particular machines, it is the internet which is useful and required for implementing the Internet of Things. Now, many of you might have seen your counterparts seeing their security cameras at home and they are in their office and they are just scrolling through their smartphones to see what is happening at their home. So they are sitting, say, a very far distance. They have got a device and the camera is installed at home. So what is connecting these two devices, the Android phone and the actual camera, is the internet, and this is the power of the Internet of Things. Coming to the third part, that is the additive manufacturing. We have seen and heard the additive manufacturing under the name of 3D printing. When we are printing the things in a three-dimensional manner, we call it as a 3D printing. Now, 3D printing or the 3D printers, not only today we have got the plastic printers or the fiber printers, but today heavy or the large scale industries like you can say Tatas, they are using the 3D printers of metal. They will be very easily making any of the part required of metal from the 3D printers, and the shutdown time of or the breakdown time of the particular machine can be reduced to only minutes rather than it was in days. So why we having these additive technologies under Industry 4.0? Because they are capable of producing the lighter, means the parts developed are light in weight, they are very strong, and as I have discussed already, that they are very fast to manufacture in comparison to the traditional counterpart technologies of having your dies and then forging. These type of processes have been replaced by 3D printers today. Moreover, they are very cheap. The part produced by a 3D printer is of very economical dimensions in comparison to the traditional one. Hence, the advantages associated with 3D printers or the additive manufacturing has been felt by all the industry people, and it has been taken as an integral component of Industry 4.0. Coming to the fourth component of Industry 4.0, that is the cloud computing. We have been listening to this word of cloud computing many a times from very different persons, especially concerned and connected with the software side. Now, cloud computing is an on-demand access. What happens is, if to take an example, suppose today, if somebody wanted to attend this webinar and he doesn't have any laptop or a mobile phone or the Android device through which he can get connected to this webinar. So what he would do is, he will ask his one of his friend to lend his laptop or mobile for a short while to attend this webinar. So in the similar manner, when you are taking the resources on demand for your industrial purpose or for any other use, it is known as the cloud computing process. So what happens is, if any of the organization doesn't have the servers or high-end computing capacity laptop computers, and they are not in a position to invest a huge investment to procure these type of laptops and high-end servers, what they can do is they can assess this, or they can in layman terms I can say, they can hire these services from any of the cloud computing agency, and depending over their usage and the time of their on platform time, they can pay to that company. So like we have got the internet service providers, today we have got the cloud computing providers, and it is a very fast, efficient, both in the efficiency of the computing manner and both economic terms also. You need not to have the huge investment in your industry to have all the resources and the peripherals. You can go for the cloud computing. Hence, you can see that the advantages related with the cloud computing aspect of Industry 4.0 is that you are doing a lot of cost savings, unnecessarily expenditure is cut out. You have got a strategic edge. Why I say this is because depending over your data or your work, you can have the on demand of the higher end machines from the cloud. The speed of computing is very high. Backup and restore data, you can ask the cloud computing service provider to have your data backend on the cloud so that it can be retrieved and used by you at any of the time. The reliability and the mobility, it's quite understand that you can have these services from any place, even from your home. You can upload the data and get it analyzed. You have got the unlimited storage capacity. Every device on which we are seeing right now this webinar has got a capacity, memory capacity like 1 GB, 2 GB, or 1 terabyte, 4 terabytes. But ultimately, we have got a figure where it ends. But when we talk about the cloud, we don't have any higher end maximum capacity of the storage. So the industries can utilize this fact and can have a lot of data to be stored for future use. Collaboration and quick deployment are another two advantages of using cloud computing. But as we can say that every coin has got two faces, and along with the advantages, we have got certain disadvantages also. Now, the first disadvantage is that the performance can vary. The performance variation can be due to the what type of and the quality of data you are sending for the analyzing. Now you have got some technical issues like the bandwidth required to transfer such heavy data from your laptop or your place of operations to the cloud people may affect the time taken by the what I mean to say is the transfer time and the analyze time can be affected. Now, obviously, there is security threat because you are sending your data to a third party. There may be a data breach, or even there are trust issues between the cloud computing service provider and the person who is going to avail the facility. Now, as I have told, internet connectivity is the backbone of this cloud computing. So you need to have at least the basic infrastructure to have a high-speed internet connectivity. A lower bandwidth and lack of support may affect what are the results or as anticipated by you, or the expectations may get deviated. Coming to the next part is augmented reality. Now, augmented reality is something which is not seen by commonly seen by all of us, but still I will make my full efforts to make you understand the augmented reality aspects and characteristics and how it is useful for the industry 4.0. See, my dear fellows, augmented reality is an enhanced version of the real physical world that is achieved through the use of digital visual elements, then sensory stimuli, and delivered via technology. Let us understand that few years back, the medical students were having the need of a dead body to understand the, inside structure of intestine, lungs, and all those things. So it gave a constraint to all the students that if the body is not available, their mode of study will be hindered. Now, the augmented reality, what it is providing or facilitating to every person, not only from the medical side, from the agricultural, the aerospace, production, every field, the augmented reality, it is increasing the understanding of the features or the components on which the human beings or the persons are working at that time. Its primary goal is to highlight the specific features of the physical world, increasing understanding of those features, and derive smart and accessible insight that can be applied to real world applications. So with on your right hand side, you can see that the man is having a virtual reality camera through which he is able to not only see the inside of a particular component, but at the same time, with his hands, he is able to say, go inside and see. He can unscrew the particular component, and he can go to the inside and have the better feel, look, understanding, like if he is seeing the actual component. So this is taking the industry 4.0 with the storm. Now coming to the another aspect, that is the big data. My former speaker has touched this aspect, but still, big data is a term used to describe a collection of data that is huge in size. When I say huge in size, I would like to give a scale to understand what is huge. Right now, all over India, many people are making calls on their Android or their smartphones, or we can say through mobiles. If I say in 1 hour, how many calls with their numbers, the calling person identity, the number on which that call has been received, and the identity of that person who has received the call. If this only these 4 data you collect for 1 hour throughout the India, all the states, all districts, all cities, irrespective of the gender, sex, and age, you can understand that it will be billions of the entry data. So when I say big data, I am talking about such a huge data which need to be analyzed, which need to be cleaned, and from that, after analysis, we need to derive certain information. Based over that information, a decision has to be taken. That decision should be 100% or nearly 100% correct before it is being implemented on the actual grounds. So you can say that the stock exchange, hospitals, social media sites, and all the government agencies which are working needs to have the power to analyze such a big data. And when we analyze this big data, there are 5 V's which are very important. The first is velocity, volume, variety, veracity, and value. So when we deal about the big data aspect, we need to have these 5 V's. Now, what these 5 V's are, first is the volume. Volume refers to the size of the data. So with my example, I have tried to give a rough estimation of the figures and total information which need to be analyzed. Now, variety. Now, variety refers to the different types of data and sources of data. If we take the example of this only, what we have just discussed, that who is calling and what is the phone number. So if the sheet is coming in front of me, there will be one phone number which is in figures, another will be the name of the person which will be in letters, followed by the address which may contain the numerical values as well as the alphabets. So this is the variety in which you have got alphanumeric values. Then comes the veracity. Veracity refers to the accuracy or unreliability of the data. The most important thing is, if you are getting the data, who was the source and how reliable is that? The phone number through which the call has been made and the phone number on which the phone has been received are true and they are correct, because the output depends on the accuracy and the authenticity of the data. The fourth one is the value. The value refers to the benefit that can be gained from the data. Means, if I am going to analyze billions and billions of numbers and alphabets, what is the output I am going to see? Whether my this much of investment of time, resource, money is worth for the information what I am going to get out of this big data need to be checked before the application of this big data process. And lastly, we refer to the velocity. That means the velocity refers to the speed the data is generated and the speed to process the data. Means how fast we are able to gather the data and how fast we are able to analyze this to give the desired output by the user. So if these all V's are aligned, then the big data is going to help you reach a particular information based over which you can take the decisions. Coming to the next part, that is artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence has been discussed prior to my presentation. So I am not going to go into the depth, but rather I will try to make you understand that how the artificial intelligence is being implemented on the industry side, on the machines, and what threats and opportunities it is producing for the young people who are going to join the industry, at the same time who are right now in the industry. So my dear fellows, artificial intelligence can be used or defined as a branch of computer science that can simulate human intelligence. My dear fellows, the human intelligence is the natural intelligence, and the intelligence what we are putting in the robots and the machines is the artificial intelligence, because the artificial intelligence is a mimic, और वो कह सकते हैं कि एक तरह का नकल है हमारी जो ओरिजिनल ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस है, which we have developed since our childhood. So this mimicking of the natural decision process by the machines is known as the artificial intelligence. And why we are developing the artificial intelligence in robots and the machines is because we want to offload our shoulders with small decisions so that we can have our bandwidth to make new technologies or to have the expertise or specialization in the existing technologies. So you can say that human beings are putting the artificial intelligence for their own benefit, so that when their bandwidth is free, so they can have more future technologies to make more sustainable atmosphere on the planet Earth. So what all activities comes under the artificial intelligence is speech recognition. You can give the command by just saying open computer. So the computer will open. So that command is being understood by the machine. So that comes under speech recognition. Learning, much has been discussed in detail by the Dr. RPS sir about the machine learning. Now planning, as I have said that big data analytics gives you information to make a decision. So with the help of the big data information and artificial intelligence, the humans can have their time spent over the planning and problem solving also. Now, where are the applications of artificial intelligence? I think just reading the name will do the purpose. First is the gaming. It's more than $30 billion industry nowadays, gaming. So artificial intelligence is very much being used there. We have got NLP, that is natural language processing. We all understand that the computers understand the binary language, that is 0 and 1. But when we give the power of artificial intelligence, the machine is able to understand our natural language like English, and he can take the command and do the needful. We have got the expert system to do the decision making, and the vision system where they can the sensors are provided in the cameras where they can capture the image and can understand whether it is a human being or whether it is a animal. So based over those vision systems, they are able to alert the persons that some invasion is being done. Now we have got advantages and disadvantages of AI. In a very quick manner, we will see what are the advantages. When we have got the artificial intelligence machines, the error rate, as it is said in English, that to err is human. So we can escape from our errors by saying that, ho gaya sir, maaf kar dijiye. But when we put the artificial intelligence in robots and machines, the error rate is decreased way to a very low percentage. And at the same time, the precision, accuracy, and the speed of doing the work on the industry level is increased many folds. Now, the another thing is, whenever the environment is hostile, means the temperature is very high, there is a chance of the gas leakage, which can be harmful to the employees. We can have the artificial intelligence robots and machines to work in those hostile environments, thus saving the precious human lives. We can do the thing, make the artificial intelligence machines to do the dangerous task of like going deep inside the water or doing the mining work, and have the humans saved from those adverse conditions, working conditions. At the same time, repetitive, monotonous, and tedious works can be given to the AI machines. Their prediction and decision-making capabilities can be used along with our natural decision-making processes to have a better, high efficient decisions. Fraud can be checked, as we have got many online softwares which are detecting fraud. At the same time, the records, lots and lots of records in every organization is being developed. They can be kept for storage with the help of AI machines. Now, the robotics doesn't have emotions, so they don't go into the depressions, or they don't take natural call breaks. They don't go for lunch. So that time is being utilized for the production. But when we have got the advantages, there are certain disadvantages also. All the workforce, when the industry 4.0 will be implemented, have to upskill their professionals. They have to learn new technologies, new skill sets. Otherwise, what they fear of unemployment will be a nightmare for them, and it will be a reality. Now, storage of the data, you have to have servers, which is going to be expensive. Now, access and retrieval of data from memory may not be as efficient as the human system is. When I say I take the name of Dr. Nagen Tripathi with due respect, immediately his image, his personality comes into my mind, and my eyes can read that this is Tripathi, sir. But if you want your artificial intelligence machines to recognize Dr. Tripathi, you have to put an image, his voice, that will be analyzed. And after this analyzing of the data, the machine will say, welcome, Dr. Nagen Tripathi. So at times, my natural intelligence is fast reacting and of less time to give the output. So that may be a disadvantage. The scope of the operation is restricted because you have to write the particular program, then only it will be able to accomplish it. The creativity of the humans cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence. Pardon me for my this, but I firmly believe that the human brain has got creativity. That's why he has created artificial intelligence. But artificial intelligence, I don't see in near future that he will be able to produce a human being. So I leave it for another discussion. Unemployment is the biggest threat, as I have told. Yes, It is going to be there until and unless we have got new workforce with new skill sets. Humans will become more lazy. This is quite a disadvantage, because much of the work today you are seeing that in home also we have got the artificial intelligence cleaners, the maids are being replaced by robots. We have got the different type of artificial intelligence machines at home to help us. Now, the most important thing is, if the machines go in the wrong hands, if somebody wants to use for the destruction of humankind, he may. So this is a very alarming point which need to be checked. Now, what is machine learning? Whenever the machines are given a command and they execute it successfully, they take it as a 100% score. And if they are not able to deliver as per the desiredness of
Naveen
the
sir, sorry to interrupt you, but I would like to,
sir,
please.
next minutes I am packing, sir. Next
Yeah,
5 minutes.
just. Chakravarti sir is eagerly waiting.
Yes,
Okay.
next 5 minutes,
Yeah,
sir,
please,
I am.
please. Thank you, sir.
Yes. So I will be skipping machine learning, but you can see that in the various domains of healthcare, insurance, pharmaceuticals, farming, retail, and banking finance, the machine learning has found a lot of usage. Now, the benefits of implementing Industry 4.0, that you have got the precise control over your production lines, the consistency of the production is improved, efficiency and the revenue generated by the organization is going to be manifold. You can have the predictive maintenance with less waste, which will add to your revenues. You can have the higher growth levels, increase the customer satisfaction, and can have the sustainable manufacturing. Last two slides. Sustainability means that we should not harness the current resources so that our future generation doesn't have anything to feed upon. So when we talk about sustainability, the most important thing is we need to use any of the resource which our mother earth is going to give us, such that it is being utilized to the full without wastage. So sustainability aspect is to be checked through the environmental domain, the social responsibility, and the economic success. So in the mid of these three domains, you can say that the sustainability aspect is being checked for the Industry 4.0. And these are the sustainable goals which the Industry 4.0 is fulfilling for everyone. That's why it is welcomed by everyone across the globe. Lastly, we can say that the large scale industries are going to impact the environment into a heavy manner because of excavation, cutting of trees, lot of resource usage, and economic sustainability is checked of any of the technology of large scale, because they are going to make huge profits and may change the direction of the markets. And lastly, any of the big industry is going to attract a lot of human resources as in the form of society, and as in Bilai we have seen the township building. So when we talk about large scale industries impact on sustainability, how the Industry 4.0 is going to help in this. Environmental challenges, the Industry 4.0 is going to reduce the waste and the environmental damage, such as the global warming and climate. What we are seeing in the North India can be a disaster caused by the global warming. So Industry 4.0 can help in preventing that. Energy efficiency and green supply chains can be controlled and benefited by the Industry 4.0. At the same time, to promote the usage of Industry 4.0, smart advanced manufacturing and rapid transformation hub, that is Samarth Udyog Bharat. It is an initiative of Department of Heavy Industries which aims to educate manufacturing companies about Industry 4.0. Thank you everyone. With this, my belief that Industry 4.0 is going to be soon everywhere across all the platform in India. So all the listeners, it's my request, advice, and caution that develop the skill sets as per Industry 4.0 to have a better future. Otherwise, we all will be left behind. Thank you everyone.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
For a wonderful insight about Industry 4.0. Now, we will move to our third panelist, Dr. Pragyan Chakravarti. A very brief introduction I would like to give. He has got his graduation in electronics engineering as well as post-graduation. He has accomplished his doctorate degree from IIT Kharagpur. He has a huge teaching experience in varieties of institutions of over more than 20 years. And there are few people who never get satisfaction until and unless they achieve their sole desire. In the back end of his mind, research was always present. His motives, initiatives were always in those directions, and he took up a charge in research. Those who are from academic background or even just listener, I would like to say, if we go in the area of research, there are two types of research. One is fundamental research and the second one is advanced. The word fundamental seems very easy, and advanced, it seems one has to do a lot of work. But the reality is just opposite of it. In advanced research, lots of scopes are there, lots of hypotheses are there. But in case of fundamental research, a very limited scopes are there, and already those areas have been occupied by a renowned person earlier, way back. But I am very happy to introduce you to Dr. Pragyan Chakravarti, one of its kind, who has done his research not only in advanced engineering but also in fundamental engineering. What I have learned or I have seen his work is that he has modified diode equation, which is one of a very fundamental component in electronics engineering, and it has been accepted worldwide by IEEE and other agencies. With this, today he is a freelancer or he owns his own company, Clarets, which aims at providing platform for the research which is aimed in area of communication, transmissions, and designing of new antennas. He is a founder as well as director of Clarets. Now with these words, I will request Dr. Pragyan Chakravarti to please begin his session.
Thank you, Dr. Tripathi, for the nice introduction. Now, since we are perhaps running out of time, so I'll just move on to my slides without wasting much time in the prelude. Well, so here we are, India's preparedness for next generation technologies. I'll talk about beyond 5G communications. I'll then go to future computing of chips, future computing chips. That means what are the different kind of chips which are going to come up in future electronic design automation. So these are the three areas which I'll talk about briefly and look at India's preparedness for these technologies. Now, when we talk about beyond 5G, certainly these are wireless communication standards that we are talking about, whether it is 5G or beyond that. So right now, the research world is geared up to develop 6G. And then we can certainly talk about beyond 6G. But right now, what is futuristic and what is palpable is 6G. And what can we expect from 6G? User experience data rate up to 10 Gbps as compared to 1 Gbps in 5G. So that means that if you are holding a mobile phone, you can actually get a data rate of 10 Gbps, no less than 10 Gbps. And 5G can give you 1 Gbps. Unfortunately, the current 5G that we are experiencing, that cannot give us 1 Gbps because of various constraints. Anyway, the 6G can go up to 10 Gbps. Now we can expect a more connected world as one of our speakers, Dr. Jain, was speaking about, cyber physical systems, IoT. As now we can have a more enabled cyber physical system, a more connected world through IoT and smart city networks. And 6G can act as a backhaul for all these particular technologies connected together. Now, a higher network agility. That means your data will have a latency of less than 1 millisecond. So in 5G, it is greater than 1 millisecond. Then we can see that our mobility can be much faster as compared to 5G. So in 5G, the highest speed of a vehicle, for example, if it is you are in a vehicle running at 350 kilometers per hour, you will certainly experience a quality. But in say 6G, it can go up to 1,000 kilometers per hour. So this is what we expect from 6G. It doesn't mean that we are ready with such a kind of technology which can give us this kind of advantage. Now we can also, expect a connection density of 10 million users per kilometer square as compared to 1 million. So there's a jump of 10 times in 6G technology. And then positioning precision, as you might have seen that even without your GPS, your assisted GPS can actually tell you the location where you are, maybe to a meter level. But this can be even more precise to centimeter level when we use 6G. Now let's see, what is India's preparedness for this? The government has constituted a technology innovation group on 6G called PID 6G to develop a vision, mission, and goals for the 6G in India. The TIG has devised a plan for Bharat 6G vision. So if you type this keyword Bharat 6G vision, you can get a lot of information about it. And certainly Bharat 6G is aiming to roll out 6G technology in India by 2030. Now, to do this, India has also acquired around 127 patents globally for 6G technology. And globally, in the sense that from all global institutions, those who are working on 6G, India has already acquired 127 patents. And the government of India has allocated rupees 224 crore to develop 6G testbed. The testbed is being monitored by a consortium of IITs. And that doesn't mean that nobody else from IIT can enter into it. It is only the management that the IITs are doing. Now, additionally, the government has allocated rupees 240 crore to Telecom Technology Fund, TTDF. This is another fund which can be accessed by a lot of companies within India. You can get the information about this from their respective websites. I have prepared a reference list where you can look at the links which I referred to while preparing these slides. Now, future computing chips. Now, I do not know how many of us have actually heard about it. Neuromorphic chip. Now, what exactly it is? Now, this neuromorphic chip is actually a kind of a computer chip architecture, which mimics our own brain system. Now, certainly this is not artificial intelligence. Like your natural intelligence, if you do not have your natural brain, you cannot have your natural intelligence. Similarly, if we do not have a hardware chip, we cannot have artificial intelligence, right? So whatever we have today, we call them, say, GPUs, over which the artificial intelligence algorithms run. So before running those algorithms, we must need that hardware, like our own brain, which can work on this. Unfortunately, artificial intelligence is very, very resource hungry, as evident from the talks of our panelists, that it requires machine learning. A huge number of data needs to be fed in before an artificial intelligence can arrive upon a decision. And such resource hungriness has created a shortage of hardware, or rather, we can say that it has rendered the present hardware systems, present technology inefficient to handle the artificial intelligence. So there is a lot of research going on that to actually implement artificial intelligence in a chip, we need to have a chip which is brain-like, which can mimic our own brains. So the architecture of this neuromorphic chip is much different from the traditional classical architecture of computer chips. And there is a lot of research going on around the world on this, and also in India, certainly, and I'm going to talk about it. And then we have quantum chips. Now, the quantum chip is unlike the digital ones, which we have 0 and 1 state. This can have multiple states. We call them qubits or quantum bits. And this also, increases the efficiency of the present computational power of different chips. So, and it can handle a lot of complex calculations, as claimed by many researchers. But these are, both of these are still in their nascent state, and a lot of research need to be done before a very concrete or a very useful neuromorphic chip or quantum chip can come into mind. Okay, now let us see what is India's preparedness in this. Nearly 5 semiconductor chip manufacturing plants are planned to be set up by 2024. Now, let us understand that these chip companies are general chip companies. These are not just meant for neuromorphic or the quantum chips, right? But they will include the quantum and neuromorphic chips as well. Now, one of those companies you might have heard about, Micron Technologies. Recently, this was in news. Now, this has invested rupees 22,000 crore rupees in a plant to be established in Gujarat. Now, then we have, the Indian government has announced a national mission on quantum technologies and applications, and with a total budget of rupees 8,000 crore for a period of 5 years, this particular mission is going to look into different aspects of quantum computing, from its chip making to algorithm development, so on and so forth. Okay, now we can say that for neuromorphic chips, there's a group in IIT Kanpur called the NeuroJs. They are developing some neuromorphic chips. They've also backed, a particular project on neuromorphic accelerators and neuro-optimizers based on hybrid SMOS-RAN. And they have been selected from the Semiconductor Research Corporation's Indian Research Program for 3 years. Now, in India, companies like Opal Force are exploring innovative approaches to computing, and that includes neuromorphic as well as quantum chips. And recently, Defense Review has highlighted the potential of these kind of chips for defense sector. So this is all about India's preparedness. Now, future electronic design automation. Now, what this is all about, we like in whatever branch of engineering we have heard about simulators, right? Simulations. What do they actually do? Now, before we go for fabrication of any kind of chip that we have designed, we actually test them over simulators. Many of these simulators are almost 99% accurate, and they're based on fundamental physics of different different devices, or it can be circuits devices, some mechanical devices as well. We might have heard about ANSYS, companies like ANSYS, companies like, in my area, I can say CST. So there are several such companies which make EDA tools based on mathematical models, which are very, very physics intensive. And they can give you a near real environment, which is virtual, yet they can simulate the real environment and you get most accurate results out of them. So before we go for a, say, $1 million project, we certainly design anything and design a circuit or design a system and test them over these kind of EDA tools, so that we become assured that our final outcome will be successful. Okay, so now let us look into the India's preparedness for this. India is a key player in the design services. It, the service, the design in the EDA industry almost occupies 85% of the share in design and manufacturing sector. Several large software companies, as I was talking about, like Cadence Systems, Altium, ANSYS, National Instruments, they have actually opened up different software development sectors, software development offices here as well in India. And there are some Indian companies as well. You see, like Siliconch and 3GIP, they are based in Bengaluru. They are developing sophisticated future EDA tools. Now let us move on to something which is like may not be relevant to the present context, but I would like to focus on this slide would focus on my contributions to its future. So a compaction technique of massive MIMOs for beyond 6G. So here I have showcased two of my publications in IEEE transactions. And this is very well known that the IEEE transactions are among the most prestigious journals in the areas in the world. And I here showcase how some of my research works are very much relevant to what we have discussed so far. So in beyond 5G now, we can also go beyond 6G because my technology has yet not been implemented. So here you can see that towards the left-hand diagram, here you see a radiation pattern of antenna array. Radiation pattern of an antenna array. In more common terms, this is called massive MIMOs for beyond for the 5G communications and beyond. So these are multiple
Gyan sir, sorry to interrupt you. No, it is not time constraint. I think you have forgotten to share your slides. You have not shared your slide.
Oh, so you could have told me before. I mean,
okay.
Now,
I thought you were just giving introduction. Anyway, it's all right, sir.
No.
Please.
Okay. Just a minute. I'm so sorry about it. I'm so very sorry about it. Just a minute. Share the slides. Share my screen and share, and then I'll share the slides as well. Is this okay?
Yeah. Yes, sir. It is visible now.
Is this okay? Okay, fine. So I'm so sorry. I mean, I didn't know that this is happening.
But anyway, we were enjoying what you were saying.
Okay,
we were
but
listening it very carefully.
It's just nothing. Without the slides, it's just nothing. So anyway, I talked about beyond 5G communications, then future computing chips, and future of electronic design automation, and then what we can expect from 6G. I think this is completely visible. This slide. Okay. Yeah. So user experience data rate up to 10 Gbps as compared to 1 Gbps. We can expect from 6G that we can have 10 Gbps of data rate. And then we can expect a more connected world as was talked about, like IoT, smart city, and cyber physical systems of different industries can all work in consonance and be very, very effective and very agile in that sense. Higher network agility, that means the network, if they connect between themselves, if we are, say, moving in a car, we switch from one cell to another, this switching will happen in less than 1 millisecond. So the network by itself can switch itself from one to other within 1 millisecond in 6G networks, unlike in 5G where they can exceed 1 millisecond. Now, the mobility can be as high as 1,000 kilometers per hour. So if we are running at 1,000 kilometers per hour, we can still have our mobiles working. Unlike in 5G, where you have, 350 kilometers is the limit per hour, is the limit, where you cannot go beyond 350 kilometers and have your mobile communications without call dropping out. Okay, and we can have 10 million users within a kilometer squares in 6G, whereas it can be at most 1 billion per kilometer square in 5G. So, and the position precision that I was talking about, that we can have a most, even without a GPS system, you can precisely tell that a person or a device is in a particular location with a precision of centimeters. Okay. India's preparedness. So government of India has constituted a technology innovation group in 6G, and it is planning to roll out the 6G technology by 2030. The government has acquired 127 patents, as I talked about, and the government of India has allocated 224 crore to develop 6G test bed. The test bed is being co-developed by a consortium of IITs, and I told you that this is not that the only IITs are going to run this. We are managing this. The fund is being managed by the consortium. Additionally, the government has allocated 240.51 crores for telecom technology fund. This is also something which can be accessed by anyone in our country, any company. Of course, you need to be credible to have access to this fund. Now, neuromorphic chips, these are kind of futuristic chips which will mimic our own brains, and this actually can use digital mixed mode analog signal VLSI, as we have heard about. Perhaps many of us have heard about this VLSI chips. So it's basically a VLSI chip, but the architecture will differ much more radically differ from the classical architecture of computational chips that we use today. And quantum chips, they may not differ from the classical architecture, but their computational speed will be higher. They are poised at say 10 to 20 times higher than the traditional ones. Here we use the fundamentals of quantum mechanics. We call the information, the basic information stored in quantum chips as qubits rather than 0 or 1, rather than bits that we talk about in present-day computer. So this is another interesting area where a lot of research is going around in the world. Both neuromorphic and quantum chips are in their nascent stage. We yet not have very efficient or something very practical to do with, but still we have got good advances in both these technologies in the research domain. And let us see how India is prepared for it. For the entire, say, telecommunication, entire chip making industry, India has actually given, has allocated a fund of around 40,000 crore rupees. And it is as we can see here in this point, that nearly 5 semiconductor chip manufacturing plants are planned to be set up by 2024. One of these is the Micron technology to be set up in Gujarat of rupees 22,000 crores. And now this gives us an estimate that how high the cost of these establishments will be. But India is prepared for this. Okay? And India is ready to actually invest in this, because this is something which is very, very great. And it's as Dr. Naveen Jain said, that Industry 4, we use sensors, we use all the kind of chips. The basic hardware to run the Industry 4 would be perhaps 80% would be the electronic chips, right? So that is the reason this is in very high demand across the world. And it's not just the neuromorphic chips or the futuristic chips that will be taken up by these manufacturing companies. Obviously, they'll look at the present technologies, and they will also in future develop the chips that we just talked about. The Indian government has also allocated, particularly for quantum technologies, it has allocated a fund of 8,000 crore rupees and will use this over a period of 5 years. And there's a group in IIT Kanpur, NeuroChase. It's particularly working on neuromorphic computing. It has also backed a project which is called Neuromorphic Accelerators and Neuro Optimizers based on hybrid CMOS RR-RAM circuits. This project will go for 3 years. And companies like Opal Force in India, they are investing a lot of their resources for neuromorphic and quantum chips. This is also very important for defense industry. And recently, a defense review has also highlighted the importance of neuromorphic chips in defense sector. I'm talking about in India, right? And this is happening across the world as well. And India is not left behind. India is in fact, leading in a lot of technologies that I'm talking about at this time. Now, future EDA, what is EDA? It is electronic design automation. And this is, you can say it's a backbone of all design that we do in electronics. They are computer programs, simulators, or we can say tools, which can give near real result, like almost 99% accuracy, particularly in electronics domain. And before we make any chips, we try our hand in these tools and verify whether our design is correct or not. Most of the times they are not. And these tools help us to arrive at a good design, or a design which is going to be successful. India's preparedness, well, India is a key player, as I told earlier before putting these slides on. I told that, yes, it almost, the EDA industry occupies almost 85% share in the design manufacturing sector of electronics in India. And then several companies, large companies like Cadence Systems, Altium, Ansys, they have already established their departments of development, electronic design automation development in India. And there are startups like Silicon and 3DIP who are also developing EDA tools. And these EDA tools are based on physics. And this is my last contributing slide. So here I talk about my own work, which are relevant to, say, the future technologies in electronics. So I took two examples of my publication, which are IEEE transactions, and we all know, very well know that these transactions are the most prestigious ones in electronics and electrical engineering in the world. They are the most prestigious. Now, in 2016, I developed a technique where, in massive MIMOs, like those are, say, those are arrays, antenna arrays, where antennas are put together in clusters. We call them massive MIMOs or antenna arrays. So there might be, say, 100 antennas put together, and they occupy a large space, massive MIMO, as the name reveals. So, and these antennas actually create beams which we can steer, electromagnetic beams which we can steer. Although we cannot see them with our eyes, but these beams reach our different mobile phones, placed at different places. and they help in different kind of sophisticated communications. They cater to multiplexing, like space division multiplexing, and other different complex operations. So here, that these massive MIMOs occupy a lot of space, and so far we do have a constraint of their compaction. If we keep an antenna nearer than lambda by 2, that is, lambda is the wavelength. So if one antenna is kept near another antenna by less than lambda by 2 of the wavelength of operation, then there is a phenomena called mutual coupling. And this mutual coupling disturbs the radiation pattern of antennas. And now, as you can see, the effect of mutual coupling is shown in these dotted lines. We do not want these side lobes to go up in a particular radiation pattern. We want them to be down, as we can see here. So I gave a technique where these radiation patterns can be corrected. The ones which are affected by mutual coupling can be corrected. So this means what? We can achieve compaction. So earlier the antennas were kept at lambda by 2 as a thumb rule. We cannot go below lambda by 2. No compaction beyond lambda by 2. Now you keep it at lambda by 4, lambda by 8, whatever you want. Of course, depending on the antenna. The antenna should not itself occupy a lot of space. So in that case, it cannot go, say, beyond. There are a lot of antennas which you cannot go beyond lambda by 2 compaction, because the antennas themselves take a lot of space, Anyway, but there are antennas which can be compacted, and you can go to any level of compaction with the techniques that I have that I have published. So this can be used for beyond 6G communication. This is not yet in use. Okay. Now, I actually, the next one is about the electronic design automation. Quite recently, I published one article in the IEEE transactions on CAD of integrated circuits and systems. Here, I disproved the Shockley's equation, and perhaps a lot of us know that Shockley was a Nobel laureate, and based on his equation, the device engineering, electronic device engineering started. And now this is an equation which is in use in a lot of simulators, electronic design automation simulators that I talked about, and they did not give a very accurate result. The Shockley equations, the models which are based on Shockley equations, did not give very good results, and they are all based on Shockley equations. So I proved the Shockley equation wrong, and I gave a replacement named as modified diode equation, which has excellent agreement with the measured results. And now I'm on a project which can actually develop right from the basics the different models for different electronic devices, diodes, and then transistors, then FETs, FinFETs, all will be covered under this, and I'll use my equation to predict outcome, to actually draw mathematical models which can predict this. So this is what I contributed to the world of future electronic technology. Hopefully, I did not bother the listeners, and you can have a look at these slides. These are the slides. These are the references. I mean, the reference section. You can see that that some of the links are from DOT, and then some newspapers, and also some papers of IEEE. Papers are mostly of IEEE. And I used the diagrams which were randomly downloaded from the internet. I do not claim any ownership. Thank you for the patient listening. The questions are invited. Thank you for this.
Thank you very much, sir. Pragyan, sir.
Thank you.
In a very short duration of time. Sure, sir. Sure. Please.
Yeah. Okay.
In a very short duration of time, you have covered lots of topics, starting from.
Yes, as you already told that I only have 20 minutes, so I thought that let me pack information within these 20 minutes.
But
And
after
I
20
really
minutes,
wasted
you
a lot
have
of time because I did not,
no,
I
no.
was not aware that the slideshow was not going on. So anyway, that wasted a lot of time.
But anyway,
It
you
could have
have
been even
increased
shorter.
the. But anyway, you have increased the appetite for new generation technology amongst our viewers.
Thank
Now,
you.
in due course of time, I take this opportunity to welcome Chairman of Bhilai Local Center, Dr. P.K. Tiwari sir. P.K. Tiwari sir, you are still with us? Dr. P.K. Tiwari, I think he is not here. He has joined us since the beginning, but
All right.
since the session was going on, I could not interrupt the panelist in between. Any of the participant or attendees who would like to have any question from the three panelists, you are welcome, please. Yes, among the attendees or even anybody else. Now, I would like to give a brief report on today's technical webinar. Our webinar started with our first panelist, Dr. RPS Chauhan. His topic was on AI and ML. He very lucidly explained the meaning of artificial intelligence, its application in different areas, not only its application, but he also differentiated between the artificial intelligence, machine learning, as well as deep learning. The second panelist, Dr. Naveen Jain, his topic of lecture was Industry 4.0, beginning with the generation of industrial development from Industry 1.0. What were the stakeholders? He moved on gradually to Industry 4.0 standards. Then he discussed about the robot planning automation in industry, application of IoTs, application of 3D printers and technology, and how cloud computing, AR, VR could be boon to a large scale manufacturing industries. He also took a step to say that human intelligence cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence. Very bold statement. Meanwhile, he has also shown concern for the unemployment owing to a large development in artificial intelligence and other sectors. Our final speaker, Dr. Pragyan Chakravarti, he started his presentation with topic beyond 5G. Sorry, he gave a very nice picture of what 5G could be, what we are talking about today, and what are the things we could achieve in 6G technology. A massive speed of 10 Gbps and a latency of less than 1 millisecond. These are not only the words, but when time will come and we will experience these real things in life, really things could be something different. He also explained the very trending technology in the chip manufacturing, especially the neuromorphic and the quantum chips. He also gave a brief insight about the various programs going in India towards the preparedness for new technology, especially in the setup of the semiconductor manufacturing units in India. Then a very great contribution of himself in the area of antenna, where he has modified the basic rule of lambda by 2 rule. Lambda by 2 rule, that is the distance or positioning between two antennas, by giving a method to nullify the mutual coupling effect of the antenna. He has made it Apple for the researchers to design antenna with any value rather than lambda by 2. With these words, I would like to thank all the panelists, and I request attendees, if they have got any question, please, you can come up with your questions. Chauhan sir,
Sir,
do you think that you have also said that there is explosive growth in AI?
yeah,
Do you think that the explosive growth in AI is going to create unemployment issues in our country?
it is very difficult to say that this explosive growth will create an unemployment, because as the second speaker Naveen sir has said that the creativity is something is lagging. The machine never create or never replace the job of the human. Means the thinking ability or the creativity of human is I think is much better than the machine.
Pragyan sir, please, we would also like to
Huh.
hear a few words on this topic from you also.
Well, yes, rightly said by Chauhan sir, and also before that, Dr. Naveen Jain said that. Yes, the artificial intelligence cannot replace the natural intelligence. So artificial intelligence is something where they work on the available information. The information which is not available cannot be extrapolated by artificial intelligence. You cannot do anything with something which is not available, right?
Not available.
But
Yeah, truly said.
The human mind can do something which is not available. Like say what I did. Okay, I gave some new theories. So we said what we can say is that when we invent, when we theorize, when we create something, creativity, right? So that creativity is what? Is something which does not exist. Create them for the first time. So when we create something for the first time, it cannot be handled by artificial intelligence because it depends on the machine learning. As much as we make them learn, they do something. Okay. So there are few things which artificial intelligence cannot do yet. But having said that, for such jobs which are human intensive jobs like service sectors, in service sectors, jobs are going to be eaten away by AI, undoubtedly. So now you have say anyway, you have guards, for example, for to guard a factory. So today you have 10 guards. With AI, you might just need one who can monitor over a computer that whatever, if a burglary takes place, that can be identified by the computer itself, and the alarm can be given to the guard so that he moves to the direction where the burglary took place. So the thing is that such kind of human labor-intensive works shall certainly be taken over by AI and its predecessors or also successors. So certainly, but creativity to its highest level is yet to be touched, and not just yet to be. It can take maybe years, maybe say hundreds of years to actually reach the capability of human mind, if at all it does. I mean, if at all it does.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And I would also like to say something on this topic. What the national agencies have predicted in this area, that in coming years there will be new job opportunities in the area of AI and allied sectors. New 20 to 23% of job will be created in this area. And the people who are going to lose their job are less than this figure. So in totality, we can say it is not going to contribute large towards unemployment. This is somehow the data which I have come across, as well as I believe that in early 80s, when India was on a way towards computerization, for first time computer were supposed to take up the places in offices. people had thought of that, yes, within 10 to 20 years, no people will be required, all the work will be done by computers. But the fact has come out that even to operate computer also, we need a person. In the same take, I wish this AI is going to create or change our world in a very positive manner, not only in terms of quality of life, but also I will say will not create that much of unemployability. A very small example I would like to quote of my own institute, where we have installed camera for the supervision of the institute, but and we had taken one decision that why not to cut our security services by 1/3. We could save something there. But doing that experiment for a 2 month, we came across that there is no substitute for security job. CCTV cameras and surveillance is one thing, and the security presence of security guard is another. So this has further strengthened my belief that this upcoming areas, it will not create that much hype in the unemployment. With these words, I would like to, Tiwari sir, you are with us?
Yes, 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 yes.
Please sir, we would like to listen something from you, your blessings. You have been a very patient listener since the beginning of the program. Please sir.
Dr. Chakravarti, Dr. Chauhan really explained very nicely all this modern coming technology. But one thing I want to say, human like artificial intelligence will likely become a reality by, I think, 2030. There will be exponential improvement of computer processing power. Just I guess what they have said, I learned. And voice recognition, image recognition, deep learning, and what other software algorithms, likewise natural language processing technology, etc., like GPT-3 also. Really very nice presentations. All our three eminent speakers spoke on this topic. We are really thankful to them from the Institution of India's Bhilai Local Center, really.
Thank you, sir.
It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
I
you.
would request all the participants to be pleased with us. We are going to have one screenshot for today's program. Thank you very much for everyone for
Thank you,
attending
sir.
this program. And finally, I would like to thank the Institution of Engineers Headquarters for and Computer Engineering Division Board for giving this opportunity to conduct this program under their flagship. And I am most humbly thankful to our panelists, Dr. RPS Chauhan, Dr. Naveen Jain, and Dr. Pragyan Chakravarti. And finally, I would also like to thank Chairman of Institution of Engineers, Bhilai Local Center, Dr. P.K. Tiwari sir, for sparing his valuable time and guidance for making this event a success. Thank you very much. We will meet
Thank you,
again.
sir.
With these words,
Thank you,
best
sir.
wishes to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now I request Institution of Engineers Headquarters to please end this webinar. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks, sir.